All right, what's up, everybody? It looks like I'm live. I don't really know because the looks like the pitch black, but I just had to throw it on this real quick because I was in a long on Bitcoin, and I was just thinking, I was teaching my friend, and she was buying Bitcoin through PayPal, so she could get, like, she paid $15 and she'd get $15 for free. She was asking me which one to buy, and she said Ethereum or Bitcoin. I said right now, I said Bitcoin. I said, overall, I said Ethereum. I said, but right now, if you're just looking to make, some money, I said, throw it to Bitcoin. I said, if it gets to about 48,500, maybe sell it out. And I was actually, I had my iPod with me, and I was like doing like a photo shoot for just trying to get like a good thumbnail for this, and I don't even have a thumbnail for this, just because, whoa, dang, did Bitcoin come out of nowhere. This is awesome, well, for me anyway, because I was along well before it took off. I was in a long on Bitcoin. Hold on. Let me tell you. $48,309. So right around here. I think I was trying to catch a little bit up into this order block is all I was trying to do. I was just trying to catch some late night pips and some late night I don't know, quick dollars, I guess you could say. Wow, that was awesome. So I'm going to close this out because this percentage William R is not helping me out at all. But yeah, I actually started way down here, and I was in the negative. But then once it got into the positive, I didn't think much of it, and I just wanted to get out, and I got out, and I was like, all right, I'm out, we're equal, whatever. But then as I saw across this high right here, come on. Once I saw across this high right here, that's when I was like, oh, okay, now we should probably be looking at something here. And sure enough, I was watching it come up, boom, hit this, pulled down, and what I say it was 4803 is what I got in at. Which would make sense because I watched it come up, hit that, do the pullback, and that's when I got in after the pullback of the fair value gap. So, as for smart money is concerned, why I got into this was because of the fair value gap. The fair value gap that I have. Actually, I don't think this is a fair value gap. I want to say this is a breaker. This is a bearish breaker, or a bullish breaker. Oh, no, it is a fair value gap. All right, so this is a 5-minute fair value gap. I'm in the 5-minute chart, y'all. 5-minute chart. All right, so after it came up and it hit the top of this fair value gap, right, I was watching it to come down as low as it could. I was trying to see if it would stay in the box, go outside the box. Either way, I got it in at 48.03, all right? And that's how you use smart money to get in something like this, all right? So, I closed out most of my positions. And I'm waiting to see what Bitcoin is going to do. Looks like I moved this on accident. Oops. Hold on, let me go back and let me move that back. Because there was a 5-minute fair value gap over here. There it is, 5-minute fair value gap. Nope, right here. Jesus. I must have moved this all around, getting all excited, trying to show you guys things. Okay. There it is. All right, so 5-minute fair value gap. So that would be and my computer kind of being a little slow because I've got so many things. Okay, so that would be this down candle here, right? High of this down candle, you have this big run up, all right? And then the pull back down here, this big area, that is a 5-minute fair value gap. I stretched that all the way across. All right. Order block up here, right? Come on. There we go, okay. So this thing is still wanting to go up. So I have no problem actually entering more money into this trade. So like I said, here is the other 5-minute fair value gap. I watched it come up, hit the top of it, pull back, 48.03, that's when I jumped in. And, well, again, I was in it earlier back in here too, but I jumped out of it. And again, it was once it crossed this high, that's when I realized, hey, I should start paying attention, right? So, once it crossed this high, hit the top of this fair value gap, pull back, boom, entry. Easy. Because then it rebalanced. You see this? This candle right here, this candle going up, this candle going up. Boom, 5-minute fair value gap, pulls back, entry. 47.803. Well, where's it at? 47.803. At least I could have swore it's what I saw. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, sorry. 48,399. 48,399. That's where I entered. Well, that's a lot higher than I thought it was going to be. I could have swore it was way back in here. You know what? It was because I guarantee you it has to do with the amount of lots I put into it. So I started off with 5, 8, 11, 13. So because of that, it made the spread up here. No big deal, no big deal. $48,308. 48,308 is the best I got as far as the entrance is concerned. And that was because I put a ton. See, if I had put in like a 0.0001, yeah, it probably would have been way down there. But considering I put in like almost 20 lots. There, I'm gonna put this option H. And what was it again? 48,003. Yeah, just 48,308. 48,308. Oh, it makes me look so bad. Wow, it threw me way up here. But then again, I had put in 0.5. Well, I started off with 0.5, added 0.1, 0.1, 0.11, 0.5, 0.8, 0.13, 0.1. I closed all of them out except for one position. So that's why it makes it, oh, man, that sucks. Because I watched it come up, hit the top of this, pull back down, and that's when I entered. But because I entered with so many lots, it made my entry way up here. So that was my spread. That's my spread that KuCoin threw on me on my futures trade. Thanks, KuCoin. But I ain't complaining. I made quite a bit just now. So now what I'm looking for is what to do next. All right, so what to do next. Okay, so this green line right here represents the consequent encroachment, which means that it's halfway through this either order block or fair value gap that we have going, which would be way over on this side of the chart. Let's check out over on the side of the chart. I'm in a 5-minute chart right now. Let's go to hour, make this thing a little bit quicker. I'm also using Bitcoin USD on Coinbase, even though I am trading on KuCoin. Coinbase seems to be accurate when it comes to the actual price. Oh, that's the breaker. Okay, so that's what's going on. All right, so what a breaker is that we have a high, low, higher high situation. Well, it's actually a lower high, but it gets higher. So because of that, the last down candle here, that is going to be considered your breaker. Now, unless this gets above this box will act as resistance, or sorry, not as resistance, it's as support. This box will act as support if Bitcoin will get above it. That's the question. I expected Bitcoin to at least get midway there and then pull back, got close. And I just want to see if it's going to continue going up. I mean, this thing has got some good momentum on it. I don't want to count it out just yet, and I don't want to count myself out for even though I've pulled out or at least taken profits on most of it. I'd never ever take full profit. I'll just always up my stop loss. Because I would rather go out on a stop loss rather than taking out full profit. Because you never know, this thing could continue going. But considering this is my entry, 40, no, wait, that's 4,300, 4,803. There we go. That sounds more like it. That actually looks like more like what. $4,830.09. Okay, $4,830.09. Wait, Jesus. $4,830.09. That was my best position out of all of them. After I kept adding on and on and on. Come on now. Come on. All right. 4,830.09. That was my best position, still my best position. Let me go ahead and make sure that my stop loss is above 48,309. Okay. Now, what I want to see it do, I want to see it get to the bottom of this breaker. All right, and then I want to load up again. Because look what I did to this breaker, or this 5-minute fair value gap, whatever it is. I'm on the hour. All right, it went through the top of it, came down, touched the top of this. I mean, you can't get any more precise than this. You cannot tell me that this is not an algorithmic chart. You just can't tell me that. Look at this. Boom, like I said, as soon as it got above that high, that's when I started paying attention. Boom, got to the top of there, got down to here. That's when I started adding in my positions. And then I was waiting for it to get as close to about as halfway to the breaker as I could. And then once I just couldn't hold on any longer. To be honest, I thought it was just going to come up, and I thought I was going to hit this order block and we're going to be done with. I thought I was going to hit this order block, it'd probably pull back into this. I guess this would be a fair value gap. Let me take a look. Yeah, that's about a 15-minute fair value gap. Oh no, that's 15-minute fair value gap. That may have been about a 5-minute fair value gap from earlier. But with all these highs being close to equal, that's what was making me think it was going to continue pulling upwards. Why? Because of the liquidity resting above these, right? So everybody was thinking that it coming up here, that it was going to sell. Why? Because everybody was thinking that this was resistance. Easy enough, right? You have all these same spots selling. Boom, sell, boom, sell, boom, sell. Come up here, boom, sell, boom, sell. Why not, if you come up here, sell again? Well, it's good. That's why it's called smart money. Smart money won't let you do that. All right? The people that own the charts, the people that have enough money to take you out, to take me out, are going to see that, and they're going to see people like you, people like everybody else seeing that same exact thing, and they're going to say, everybody else is going to sell, so let's go, let's take it higher. And so that's why whenever it crossed this high, that's when I was thinking, okay, it's going to take it higher. Otherwise, it would just continue moving lower, because then you would want to see it move lower, so that way you would have a discount pricing. You would have discount pricing, more discount pricing to move it up. But look, we're already at discount pricing. Look at that, 61.8. That's where all of this is. This is where everybody was accumulating their longs. Everybody was accumulating their longs right there. I was too, except for I got scared and I jumped out early. Now, what is this green box you're asking about? Well, if you watch my YouTube video from earlier, this is the monthly fair value gap. That's what this big green box is. Look at this. So that is the bottom of April to the top of June, and all of this downwards was May, and then you had July and August going upwards. That's what all of this is right here. See, this is all, well, this is September, but previously, if we went back in time, that's what all this would be. Well, here, let me just go to the monthly and show you. How about that? And actually, that's not going to work. Let's go back to the 15-minute. Let's take a closer eye on this chart, because I may want to enter even more lots on this than I already have. But I can pull up a different Bitcoin chart and show you. Okay, I think what's going to happen is it's going to come down to right around in this area, around 48,500, and then maybe even pull a little bit lower than that, because that's where everybody's going to be expecting it to bounce off of. Is going to be that right there. Even though this right here is right there is your breaker block. So you have a low, or sorry, you have a high, low, high situation, right? And that last low candle is going to be this whole area drawn all the way across. And look at that. I mean, just look how beautifully it comes up to it and touches it twice, 3 times, 4 times, and then it falls off. And then it falls off down to the well, the discounted area, I guess you could say. And why is it the discounted area? Well, it's a discounted area, one. All right, so whenever it did make its fall last week into this monthly fair value gap, you also had a 15-minute fair value gap here as well, right? See, right here, there you go. And this goes all the way back to when it was see here, mid-August. Boom, shoots up. Here you go. Here's a 15-minute fair value gap. I mean, there's more of them too. As they come down back into this fair value gap area, what's it do? Boom, touches it, comes out. Boom, touches it, comes out. Still comes back down, skims inside of this monthly fair value gap. Now, once it gets all the way up here, this is where the whole game changed. Why the whole game changed? Well, let me try to show you why. Let's go with the different BTC, USD. Let's go with Bitstamp. Why not? And let's go with weekly. Because look at this. Here's the monthly fair value gap. Here's the monthly fair value gap I was just talking. Oh, come on. I hit the wrong button. You got to be kidding me. BTC, USD. Not UXD. Bitstamp. All right, here we go. Here we go. See this? This is back when we had the high. The ultra high. The highest that we ever had high. And when it got to about 62,000, something like that. Pulled back, came back up. Your last up move in a weekly candle before the drop, that is considered your bearish order block. It doesn't need to be green. It needs to be red because unfortunately it pushes the price down. All right, so because of that, and because I put monthly fair value gap, this is your focus area. This is definitely your focus area. I had this marked out a long time ago before this even happened. All right. You also have weekly fair value gaps. All right. So in your monthly fair value gap, gotta need to look at what's going on here. Okay, it's coming down. Sorry, I'm looking at it on my phone too to make sure I'm not missing anything while trying to teach you guys what's going on. Okay, so as I came down, this is the monthly, this comes up. All right, so monthly fair value gap, meaning this is the bottom of this month, April, top of this month, June. All right, comes up into the fair value gap of that monthly. All right, what does it do right after it gets pushed up in there, just before July starts? Boom, gets rejected. All right, July pushes it all the way up. All right, gets into the weekly fair value gap. Boom, gets rejected. Back down into August. August starts pushing back up. And then that's when we get to the weekly. I mean, we're still in the monthly in September here. But once you go to the weekly, boom, there you can see it. That right there, the bottom of that weekly comes to this one. Also, you have weekly fair value gaps that it's going up into, going up halfway. Well, actually, this would be the top of the weekly fair value gap if we wanted to go to the daily, right? Look at this. Here is the daily. I'm actually going to put this a different color. We're going to put this in yellow. That is your daily fair value gap. So from this green candle to this green candle, that is your daily fair value gap. Look what is right in the middle. Your weekly bearish order block. All those things couldn't have lined up even more perfectly for it to drop like it did. Now, even though it dropped like it did, what that did is that gave us a good idea as to where to place our Fibonacci, right? Fibonacci is going to be wherever you have a good up area, right, and a pullback, and then another area that breaks that high. That low before it breaks that high, that's going to be where you're going to place your Fibonacci, all right? So, boom, you get your Fibonacci here. And now this is going to be your high. So now that we have this as our Fibonacci range, now we know where our dealing range is. Now we know where our premium prices are. We know where our discounted prices are. Okay? So anything below this 61.8 is going to be, or near, is going to be basically a discount price. Anywhere where smart money is going to be hunting down or wanting to buy at a discount price is going to be near the 61.8. If we want to, what we can do, take this and we can reverse it, right? And before I do that, I'm going to I'm going to make this green. Text this. We're going to make this green, and we're going to put discount. Right? So now that we flipped it, same thing, 61.8. Anything above that is going to be your premium. So now we need to style these into red, because anything above this might sell. I'm still on the daily chart. All right, so now we are above the premium, which means it is a possibility for these to possibly sell, but we're going up into this fair value gap. All right, so now we need one more Bitcoin chart, hopefully a blank one, so I can show you what's going on. I'll try a different one. Maybe I'll try KuCoin this time. All right, so we're gonna try BTC USD T, maybe. All right, let's go with KuCoin. Even though I've probably made some marks on this myself. I'm going to take off the Williams percentage R. All right, so I'm actually, dang it. This is the I'm in the 1 hour, right? One hour is all you need. Okay, 1 hour. Boom, this is your breaker. It's hitting the bottom of the breaker right now. And it's looking like it might turn around and go the other way. I'm waiting. I'm just waiting to see what kind of confirmation we're going to get, because this is a very, very big drop right here, right, for an hour. And what I want to do is I want to see because both of these are, this is going to be about just about the middle of this fair value gap. So I don't want it to get come up here and hit this and then get rejected and me throwing in some money. Well, I mean, I could definitely throw in some money and get up to about here and jump out if I wanted to. But I would rather wait and see if I can, if this is going to hold on longer and go up higher. But I'm not for sure. I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to get rid of some of these. Okay. Yeah, see, just about halfway through that fair value gap is almost the top of this breaker. And what you would expect, or what happens half the time, or what happens most of the time, is that it gets to the top of the breaker and then it breaks down. Also, it'll usually get about halfway through that fair value gap and then break down. Both of those together, that's almost like a double whammy, that more than likely what's going to happen is that it's going to get to the top of this and then break down. So that's why I'm waiting to see if it's going to get to the top of this and then try to break this or not, right? So here, saying YouTube isn't receiving enough video. I hate it when it says that. I know it's receiving enough video. I don't know if it's because the sound card is plugged in. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and type in breaker. All right. I think this is the 1 hour. Yep, 1 hour. Well, 1 hour's a little bit up higher. There we go. So 1 hour going, meaning going from candle to candle. So that would be this red candle all the way down through here. This red candle, that's your last down candle before going back up. Look, and after it comes back up, when it comes back down, touches the top of the breaker, boom, goes up. Right? So this is before it had this big drop. So now that it's had this big drop, whenever you get these breakers, you want to I would like to see them completely go up and over the top. Now, considering this was such a huge drop, more than likely not going to happen. So this thing is showing that it's more than likely, okay, it's pulling back down to here. I want to throw this thing back down to the 5 minute and see what's going on in the 5 minute. Oh, stop. Okay, so even in the 5 minute, no, it's not what I wanted to do. We can lock that, that's fine. Okay, this is the fair value gap. 5 minute fair value gap. Ducks in. Out of this huge fair value gap. And then you also have, you got to remember, we still have this breaker, this 1 hour breaker. I'm feeling I'm just going to put text next to where we're at. Looks like, it looks like Bitcoin is, I mean, okay, so why is it here that it's not wanting to get across? What is up with that move right there? What is up with these bodies? It's not just the wicks, it's the, come on, it's the bodies. Lock. I want to lock all this. Lock. 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 Okay. That red line, I'm trying to figure out. Okay, here we go. Five-minute. Okay, so it is an action block. As it's going down, boom, stops, comes back up, and then pulls right back down, which means this would act as kind of another another breaker, basically. And it's not wanting to get about halfway through for some reason. Why not halfway? Okay, I'm gonna throw this here. Purple. Go dash. Purple. I should make sure I'm on the right one. I want to be on the green. There we go. Green, green. Okay. Okay, so dips down into 5-minute fair value gap to the bottom of the breaker, pulls up, gets a buy. I really don't know. I mean, here's exactly halfway through, so it's not getting halfway through. So I don't know whether to beware to watch this start shorting. If this was going to go down, I wouldn't expect it to go down too far. I really wouldn't. Probably this, probably the bottom of this fair value gap. I mean, the main big fair value. That's where I would probably expect it to get to, just because there's been a lot of movement in between up and down up until then. I wouldn't expect it to get any lower than this, because if we go to the original one I had made out, Let's get rid of this Williams R percentage again. Yeah, see, I just don't see it coming all the way back down into this monthly order block. There's no point for it to coming back down all the way down into here whenever it can just... It comes back down. I mean, it goes halfway. I mean, I'm in the hour on this one right here. Gets about halfway through that one candle, right? And then it starts pushing its way back up. 4 hour. Let's take a look at the 4 hour just in case. Boom, it's above. I mean, here's that big drop. That's what we were looking at. But the only thing is that even before here, you have this guy that comes down. Ooh, maybe that's why it's not wanting to cross it. This guy right here. Do a horizontal ray here right now. Across the bottom of there. It crossed it. It didn't want to cross it at first, but now it's crossed it. Came down, right, to the premiums. I mean, and where I have this one, especially for the fibs, right? These I have lined up on institutional numbers. All right, this one should be at 41,200. And 4,700 will work. If you do that at if you're on the 4 hour chart, it's just now getting to the 127%, right? And the fib I just took was the fib measuring the monthly fair value gap, right? Didn't measure it from exact box to box. I measured it from what's the word I'm looking for? Jeez. The smart money numbers, basically. So the smart money numbers being 42,000 and then 47,000. So 42,000 is definitely the institutional number. That's the word I'm looking for. Institutional number.
And then 47,000, almost an institutional number. 48,000 is more like it. It's going to be your 2 5s, 8s, and 0s are going to be your institutional numbers. But anything that's going to end in 3 zeros is going to be institutionalized. So it's just barely underneath this 127% from these institutional numbers that I have of this whatever you want to call it, the fair value gap. It's just hanging right underneath it. So I'm not for sure what to do with it here. It did hit the bottom.